Will Blackman, 12 years in the league. He'll be on Speak after us. He calls himself the intern at Fox Sports as he continues to learn the trade. He likes to suck up information. Very curious type of person, Will Blackman. I think that's why we get along. So let me ask you this. I made this argument earlier, is that from Matt Hasselbeck, 6th round, Romo, Kurt Warner, undrafted, Brady, Dak Prescott, 4th round. About every 3rd or 4th year in this league, we find a quarterback deep in the woods. And I look at Brock Purdy, and everybody's dismissing it it's Kyle Shanahan. Well, Trey Lance isn't working there. It's the system. Skylar Thompson's not working in Miami. It works with Tua, it worked with Garoppolo, and it works with Purdy. He led the NFL in passer rating in those 8 games he played and didn't get hurt. What about this? Brock Purdy's a franchise quarterback, and every 4 or 5 years we find one of these guys in the woods, 5th, 6th, 7th round. When you watch him, do you see a franchise guy?
We need to see it again. That's how it always is when somebody does something well, it's like, okay, we need to see it again. Give us a full 18, Let him actually see some legit adversity. Now we have a full year of film on this guy. Like let's see him do it again.
Let's go to your career. Were you ever fooled by a rookie who had a great rookie year and then couldn't duplicate it? Or do you kind of know guys got it or doesn't? Because I think 8-game sample, and Niner games are national TV games. That system's complex. So, he went into big rivalry,
right.
Big NBC, big Fox game, goes 8-0. That's something.
But also, too, sure, everyone says it's Kyle, which I would say that's a big deal with Kyle Shanahan.
No question.
But also, too, this team has been contending for championships the past 5 years. They've been in the mix. So the culture is already set. The nucleus is already there. Everyone around him knows what's up. So when he took over as quarterback, everyone else raised their level of play. So there was a ton of help. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he came into a situation where it's pretty hard to mess up.
But Trey Lance, apparently, they're emotionally, they've moved on. So there's something there.
Well, maybe they just saw something in Trey Lance that just doesn't resonate, doesn't work, and something where Brock Purdy does. Again, it's hard in this situation because I'm not there. I don't know either one, but usually you can see where it does click and it does resonate for the quarterback and the head coach or coordinator. But again, like I said, San Fran's a damn good football team across the board. Right. And that's a situation where, okay, if he was, I don't know, in Houston and he brought the team, almost to the Super Bowl, then I'm like, okay, that's a big deal. But he's in a good situation. So
with Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, and Lamar, they start as what I would call YouTube players or highlight guys. But they complete 56% of their throws. The league average is 65. You got to get close. But if you are wildly dynamic, Josh Allen, maybe you can complete 63 and you run so much. But Lamar, Jalen, and Josh Allen pivoted from low percentage completion to the next year. You're like, wow, and they complete at least league minimum.
Right.
So right now, Justin Fields is wow guy, YouTube guy. Wow. Now, I don't think Cam ever got out of this. It was always 58, 57. To get to become a consistent winning annual quarterback in this league, you can't leave 7 completions in the dirt. And Justin right now is a 56, 57 completion, 58 completion guy. Now he's got weapons. And again, I like the spectacular. But Jalen's gone from that. Josh has gone from that. Lamar to, okay, I still get he can hit all the layups.
Right.
I don't know if he's the guy. You tell me what you see with Justin Fields.
Well, when you mention those 3 quarterbacks, even throw Cam in the mix, I would say they're all playmakers.
Right.
Right. So when you're a playmaker, to their caliber in terms of running and passing, it's physically taxing, And so I can see where eventually, just for your health, it's going to make sense to get that completion percentage up because now you're not running so much, not getting hit. Because all 4 of those quarterbacks you mentioned, their bodies are getting beat up,
He got hurt last year.
Say it again.
Yeah, Justin Fields got hurt last year.
Right. Jalen Hurts got hurt. Eventually got hurt.
Yeah.
Obviously with Lamar and Cam, his body just deteriorated. And right now, Josh Allen is doing okay, but he does take a lot of hits too. So I think eventually what happens is, depending on who their coordinator is, like the next year or the year after, they do eventually get that up. So right now, Justin Fields, is on paper set up for success. Got him. Ryan Poles, colleague of mine, Boston College, ended up getting him some weapons. And that's kind of been the trend, right? You have a young quarterback, they go through a little bit, and then you get them weapons, and hopefully they pan out with their weapons, and you try to maximize everything before you got to pay the quarterback again. So right now, I think he's set up for success, and it's just a matter of, Getsky and Fields to come together and put together that plan.
So you went from Green Bay to New York, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you know the smallest market and the biggest market. So the only team that really fascinates me on Hard Knocks would be Aaron and the Jets because of Aaron. The Jets don't interest me. Aaron does with the Jets.
That sounds like a band.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Aaron and the Jets. So you
said Jets and Jason popped right up. He took off for something else. Jets, he's in.
So what does Aaron not know about the transition Green Bay to New York yet that hit you maybe 8 weeks in, 9 weeks in, that you were like, New York's just different?
You know what, though? For me, and I rock, my father's in studio. My dad's from New York.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was raised in Green Bay. I'm from the East Coast, and my family's in New York.
So New York was easy for you.
Yeah, and plus, when you come to Aaron is he's a big time celebrity. He's an A-list guy, and he's been everywhere. He's been in big crowds, been in the media. I mean, he's been in the media. He's in Green Bay, and he's been in the media more than most people. So there's going to be no big shock or big hit to him because he's already been. It's different when Zach Wilson came from BYU,
Provo, yeah,
and then goes to New York and has to deal with that. That's a different deal.
But the expectations for Aaron are high, and their schedule early is brutal. And talk radio in New York is loud.
But I'm sure the expectations are higher for him. Like, he's not going there just so he can keep playing for fun. Like, he's going there. He's refreshed. Obviously, he looks happy. He's revived, and he's going there to make a difference.
You have high expectations.
He has high expectations. Yes, I do too.
10 wins? A lot of wins.
It's a lot of wins.
AFC East, very good.
I'm going to say above 500.
Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting. That feels reasonable to me.
Way to go out on a limb, Will.
Say it again.
9 and 8.
No, here's my thing. I think that not making the playoffs is a failure. I don't look at this as Super Bowl or bust. I look at it as playoffs or bust.
So 10 and 7 don't make the playoffs. Failure?
Yes.
Oh, so that's interesting because I think they're a 10 and 7 team. I think their schedule is really hard.
I think if they go 10 and 7, it's still a success overall. But obviously, if they don't make the playoffs and other things happen, they lost key games.
Do you have any contacts still in Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. I need a real answer.
You're probably not going to get it.
Your father's out there. I need authentic, your truest self. I'm hearing not a lot of juice with Jordan Love. What are you hearing?
There's no
wow.
I haven't heard anything.
All you're sourcing, nothing.
All I do is talk to A.J. Dillon about wine and cigars. That's all we talk about.
I'm hearing not a lot of juice. Nice kid, does the regulars, can get you up.
Yeah.
Not a lot of pow.
Just a
guy.
Just a good casual quarterback is what you're thinking.
A guy. And for 2 years, they have that deal now, so the 2 years it's not punitive. It's not
for sure.
2 years, can you be 9 and 8, 8 and 9? Then you go get another guy.
But that's a big deal. Like, it's interesting how a lot of these guys evaluate quarterbacks. Because for me, it's like, okay, he can throw, great, but I need to feel like, look, when push comes to shove, if I'm in the huddle and I look at you, I need to feel like, okay, like you got us.
A little bit of alpha.
A lot of bit of alpha, actually. Yeah. And so, yeah, that would be interesting.
I'm hearing, not bad.
Who are you hearing it from? You just hearing it?
Somebody who is very connected to somebody on the offensive side of the ball. and has been in multiple dozens and dozens and dozens of practices,
Dozens.
And maybe even a game or two.
Okay.
Not a lot of juice.
Well, we shall see. I don't know.
I'm very excited for it.
It never had a chance to even evaluate the guy because Aaron's been the dude. So,
yeah.
Do
you think privately, when you left teams and were replaced, you rooted against the next guy?
I didn't root so much against the next guy, but usually it didn't end out well
for them.
Yeah, the only one that actually was legit was when I got released from Green Bay. They won the Super Bowl that year, so I can't say anything about that.
But generally, you when you leave, I mean, Aaron's not up there rooting for the Packers. That would not feel right. I wouldn't.
I think he doesn't even care. He wishes them well, and he's moving on.
Oh, that's very mature.
He's not sitting there like watching, like, oh yeah, Jordan Love's not doing well.
No, I don't think he is either.
No,
but I think it's very natural.
No, it's not.
If these guys boot me off the air, I don't want the next guy to come in and double my numbers. I mean, I don't want him to get.
Well, why would you?
In traffic,
why would you care?
Because I'm insecure.
That is so extreme, by the way. My gosh. Why would you care though? Like you've done very, very well. So why would you? It's different. Like if you got in the scene,
I'm very competitive.
If you were, that's fine. It's different if you got in the scene and you didn't hit numbers, and then they were like, you know what, Colin, we're good. And if somebody comes in and kills it, that's different.
Yeah.
Like I do feel a certain way. Like I should have been on that Super Bowl team with Green Bay. Now I'm glad I came back the next year with New York and won one, and we actually went through Green Bay. But I was part of that build.
Yeah.
When McCarthy got hired, and I was his first draft class, and then the 4-year plan, and then I was like, this is it. We had the wives' tale. All the wives are pregnant, so that means like you're gonna win a Super Bowl. That's like a wives' tale. And I got sent home, and they.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm a little more competitive than you.
So now I'm back with Mike again. I'm back with Mike in Dallas.
What are you doing for the Cowboys right now?
Yeah, see, I gave it to you. There you go.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me.
So right now, I am a summer intern doing the fellowship program with the Cowboys.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
but what does that mean?
So that means I am assisting with like the defense. I'm working with the defensive backs and doing some front office stuff.
Are you doing this because you want to work in the front office?
I am curious. Yeah. When I retired, I was like, actually, technically I never retired. I just left.
Yeah.
Wikipedia retired me.
Yeah.
So I told myself after playing 12 years, like I had no desire to coach because a lot of coaches I was around, they stayed there all day long. Like they did not go home.
It's Trent Dilferoll said that it's like not much of a life.
Yeah, and I like being around my family. Yeah. So, but I did have some interest in front office. So I spoke to some teams last year, and they were like, "Hey, you know what? Just fill out the fellowship application just to get in the system." And the first team to call was Dallas, was Mike, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is the perfect time for me to go do something and let's just get in the building and see what it's like." But yeah,
how's the vibe there?
Vibe's good. Yeah, the vibe is cool.
Be more specific. What does that
mean?
The
vibe is good, as in a lot of playmakers there. They know they're super close. I can say we because I'm there now. We know we're super close, and because what was it 2 12-5 seasons? Just right there. So the energy is good. The players are positive. The leaders are doing awesome.
A lot of reports of tension in the building. You didn't see it?
You're so full of it. The only tension is that there's a lot of tours in that building.
All day?
All day. A lot of tours.
Elementary school kids. What are you talking about?
Anyone. Because you can tour the Star.
All day long tours.
All day long.
Feels distracting to me.
No, it feels like a party.
Oh, good. Jerry's had enough of that. I think it's time to button things up a little bit.
Button things up? You don't think they're buttoned up?
I have to have tours all day?
Someone got to pay the bill. You got to make money.
Eagles don't have those.
Eagles don't have those?
Study all day.
They got film study all day? Yeah. Oh, no, they have recovery.
I don't know. Tours all day in the building?
Away from us, though. It's not like they don't come. They don't hang out in Dan Quinn's meeting room.
You know what Sean Payton cut down on in Denver? Tours in the building. My kind of guy.
I like Sean Payton. I think he was a great hire. I'm the one that said that he's the guy.
Okay. You alone, I think, more than anyone said that. I remember that.
Yep.
All right. When I call next time,
Exactly.
you could call me back and go to dinner. Good seeing Will Blackman. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.